You've got a 205 Dimma, which is just a shelf at the moment. This here, chassis number 1 Mondeo touring car. So welcome back to another video. I'm over at Riders Retros and NY500, and we're coming to see the progress on the Sierra build. So let's get in and I'll tell you where it's up to and I'll tell you what's going on with it. Unfortunately, what's happened is there's not been much progress since the last video. Car's still being worked on. What's happened is Riders Retros has moved workshops. So they're moving from the side of the cafeteria and they're moving all the way up to the top shed for the work to be done. Now that shed is a little bit smaller than this giant unit at the side of the cafeteria. Since they have to keep up appearances and keep up doing customers work, we are going to move this car over to Steve's. Now you'll know Steve because he was the gentleman that built the Escort with the Subaru floor pan. Now he is one of the helpers at Riders Retros and he helps at NY500. So we're going to move the car over to his and then we can get some serious progress on it because he has the tube notches, the tube benders, everything already on hand over there, and it saves us going backwards and forwards to get this car done. So the next process is going to be panel it, full cage it, and then at that point it's going to come back to Riders Retros to be finished off. So let's get this car on the trailer and let's get over to Steve's workshop and let's see where we end up for the end of the day. So Sierra progress. Again, everyone's messaging, we've bought this. This is Sierra 4-door shell. It was technically, I think it was 100 quid. Now, the reason why we've got this is, apart from the pillars, there's not much difference. I know the purists are going to hate this. There's not much difference in what we're doing and this shell. But as you can see, all the A-posts and the windscreen surrounds are good. All this scuttle panel's good. Everything here is good for what we need to cut out, including some parts of the floor are still good in good condition. So we can literally take cuts off this shell to repair ours. I know some of it we're going to have to do ourselves and panel make it, but we've got this shell in essence solely for the bulkhead areas and the A-post. This is going to the scrapyard, but it's going to a good cause so we can rebuild the XR4i. And again, for the purists, we're still not convinced whether we're going to keep it a 6-window 4i or a Cosworth replica. We're still out in the open. But again, you guys keep telling us we should keep it the 4i because they're far rarer. So we'll see what happens. We've not made a decision yet. So the Riders Retro team are moving from this place into the top of the road into here. Again, just because there's no point having a giant unit to maybe do 6 or 7 projects a year. So they're going to downsize the area to concentrate on finishing these customers' builds off. Hence us coming over to help move these cars and to basically get the Sierra to move that over to Steve's to get on with work on that. So to give you some progress on some of the cars that have been going on. Zara rallycross car, not much really been going on. It's been more in storage. The guys have not really had time because these cars are Steve's personal cars and the Escort is Steve's and Bob's car. So these ones do not take priority because they are personal cars. Hence, customers' cars have to come first because that's what pays the bills. Metro 6R4, as you saw the last video, not really much going on. We've just moved it up. The Escort with the Subaru floor pan, it is cracking on. They are literally now starting to box everything in, all the arch areas, everything's getting joined into it. So this is going to be probably the first one of the lot finished because technically it doesn't take much to finish this one off. It'll just take a bit of paneling, a bit of welding and then assembling. So that one should be the first on the list of personal builds to come out of Riders Retros. So now let's go up and get the Sierra on the trailer and let's get over to Steve's workshop because all I keep hearing from Steve is the amount of cars he has tucked away, which are rare and interesting, is unbelievable. So we've got the Sierra now on the trailer. As you've seen, we are now ready to get off over to Steve's workshop where we can really crack on with this and start getting it made into basically whatever we decide we're making it into. All I know is first job is going to be to panel it, make it strong again, put a full roll cage in it to spec, and then to really make a decision of what we're going to do with this back window. We've arrived at Steve's unit in a secret location, and when I say this car hoarders, this is probably the worst I have ever seen of how anyone can work, build or assemble anything in this place. Is frightening. So what's interesting is some of these cars are super rare, can't be replaced, but they're sat here because you can't physically work on them. And there's parts and there's all sorts of stuff sat around that are absolutely one-off, mind-blowing stuff. So Steve, if anyone goes to NY500, he owns, amongst all this and probably another barn as well, he owns the 406 touring car, which is an NY500 Vic Lee Racing touring car. So let me show you what you fall over as you walk through the door. So you think rubbish pile, lovely rubbish pile, rubbish pile, 406 BTCC touring car engine underneath the rubbish pile. Range Rover rotting, an MR2 with a 1.8 turbo in the back, another MR2 here, I think was made to be a speedster but never got finished. A Lotus Exige over there, a 30,000 mile Metro, a Leon track car. You've then got under this sheet is a 70,000 mile RS Turbo. An Escort he's just picked up. I can't understand why. P100 pickup. Another MR2. A Leon. I can't remember what that is at the door. Well, then you get down to the magic. You've got a 205 Dimma, which is just a shelf at the moment, but you can see the spoiler and the wide arches and this beautiful thing. This here is Pro Drive chassis number 1 Mondeo touring car. Let me see if I can get in and show you the tab. So if you look down here, Mondeo 99 and then the chassis number 9901. And look the condition it is in. The car is stunning. The car is obviously what you would all expect it to be. It's under a lot of dust. It will be restored in the future. It comes with all the centre locks. Look at how flimsy the wings are. This is all metal still, but so thin to make it lighter. It just sits here where Steve doesn't get the time to work on it because he's working on other people's. And then you've got a BMW, which is turned into a track car. And this beautiful thing. This is John Cross championship winning Rallycross Fiesta, which ran a BDA turbo engine. Very valuable car. Unfortunately sat sorry for itself. That needs working on. Then as you look in here, a lovely little AX GT with a 1.6 16 valve in it. And then obviously another MR2. Talking to Steve, I can understand why he's collected all these cars and why he's bought them. In essence, he can't say no to his friends and other people's projects, and he helps people out that much, doesn't spend time on his own things. Which is why I'm hopefully going to come along and we're going to push him to get some of these cars done. Because I keep saying to him, I would rather have one British touring car running and driving than 2 sat on axle stands not running and driving. So we're going to try and push him to get the Mondeo out, the Rallycross car out, and the Peugeot 406 Rallycross car out. So let's have a quick nosy at just this beautiful little thing. All the work that's gone into this is phenomenal. Look at all the little box sections, even down to, you know, all beautifully made little reinforcers here to bolt wings to. Stunningly built shell. But unfortunately, it's sat not in a very good state. This is what people know. This was one of the rapid fit Mondeos, so people can relate to them. Such a shame to see in this, but I'm going to try and push Steve now to clear some of this mess up. Like I say, I'll pan round and look at the state of everything. There is just parts of cars everywhere. So we're going to try now is we're going to bully him to sell some junk, scrap some junk, get on with the priority cars so technically he can get out racing, because there's no point having all of this plus extras, because I know he's got Evos and loads of other cars, but none of them are usable. Because as I say to him, would you rather get rid of all this rubbish here and be able to get your Lotus out than have it just sat here doing nothing? We're going to try and clear up this mess, and we're going to try and get these beautiful touring cars out and back rebuilt. Because also, as this main goal of this video and this trip is, this is where we're going to build the Sierra. So I don't personally want to build the Sierra in this place because you're falling over everything. You can't find tools, you can't find equipment, there's no real space. So we're going to have to tidy it up. And on tidying it up, we're going to sort these out as well. I'm going to sign this one off. Obviously, we've delivered the Sierra to Steve's workshop. Yeah, it looks a mess, but we're going to work on that because we want to bring you the Sierra being restored, this is the only way we're going to kind of get a lot more progress in a short period of time, because you guys are asking a lot about it. Plus, to give Steve the kick up the arse, to sell some of his junk, have a tidy up, and get some of his very special cars built and get them out racing. Because it's such a shame there is no point having chassis #1 Pro Drive Mondeo Rapid Fit collecting dust rotting away in a barn. He should be out with the rest of the touring cars like Jim's Cavalier and all the rest at the racing series, because that's what people want to see. So unfortunately, it's not the update you wanted to see on the Sierra, as everyone wants to see. Carrying on with it, we are moving forward and it will be getting done. And so again, to bringing you more different content, rebuilding these other touring cars. So take care guys, and I'll see you on the next video.